Welcome, my friends, to my review of Spectacular Spider-Man Electro. As you can see, I have a much different setup here. I've got family over, the viewing room is down, and I don't think it would have made a difference because it's getting dark really early now, and even before it starts getting dark, it's dull as hell in Ireland. The dark clouds are coming, rain is everywhere, it's madness, it's freaking madness. So I have to start using the lights, and all I've got right now is a household lamp tied to a tripod pointing this way. So you can see there's a horrible shadow here. I'm getting my own photography studio lamps for Christmas, so we won't have these problems anymore. We will have nice light, we will have high quality, and yeah, and hopefully I'll be using different lenses for different things. I actually might use my macro lens for this review. Yes, that shall be interesting. This is Max Dillon, aka Electro. He was a friend of Doc Connors in Spectacular Spider-Man. He was a electrical repairman who had an accident when he's working on some sort of machine that exploded. He hit off a tank of eels, and I think the eels were being experimented on, and all that combined together made him Electro. He was really cool on the show. I liked how the suit insulated electricity, and the suit for this action figure is fantastic. It's dark greens mixed with light greens and yellows, and there's a bit of blue in some details here, like the eyes and mask and below the chin, but I will go into more detail in a few minutes. But one thing that bothers me about this figure is the mold of the electricity here that's just stuck to his arm. It's like, come on, this would have been perfect without this. You would have had a full body of this, just a suit. It would have looked great, but they added this in. And of course you get this weapon here. With this figure, we'll talk about that more in a few minutes, which even makes it more clunky and horrible looking. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to look at the mask first. This is Electro up close with his insulated helmet. I do like the blue colors of the goggles. And you see the aggressiveness in his eyes. Like, this guy's gonna pop. He's gonna explode. And you got a little bit of blue on the chin here. Not really sure what that's all about. I guess that's where he can eat food and put stuff in his mouth. I'm guessing that's what it is. I gotta go back and rewatch the show and see, does he actually insert anything to his mouth. This is the figure from behind. You can see the goggles strap on behind the mask. And of course, what's great about this figure is he's got interchangeable heads. To change heads, all you have to do is pop off his head. And it's got a ball joint here. And it's very easy to change. You don't have to worry about anything snapping or breaking. This is Max Dillon's face when he doesn't wear the helmet or the mask, and easy goes in. So there you go. I love the look of this character because the style of the TV show was not really that detailed. Like, let's say Ultimate Spider-Man is a much more detailed animation, even though I hate that show. But the basicness of Spectacular Spider-Man translates over to the figures very, very well, and it just works. It's got very simple little facial expressions that just says it all. I mean, the little two lines coming out of here, just above the eyebrows, just says, "Yeah, I'm pissed off. I'm gonna kill people. I'm gonna electrocute you." He's got blue eyes, dark blue eyes, and he's got an aggressive look on his mouth. And I love all the electrical currents spraying all over his head there. That's just wonderful looking. It resembles The classic Electro mask where he had like the electric bolts across his face, but now the electricity is real. Also in the tubing you can see a little bit of detail as well, some blue streaks representing electricity. Like I said, it's a very basic looking figure, but little details, like they'll add one or two details that just make the figure look fantastic, and it blends in with the style of the show. So let's have a look at the worst thing about this figure and really bothers me, which is the hand here. They could have just done a nice mold where you could take this on and off, but it's just stuck here, and you get this weapon as well. And look at this. Like when you're posing this figure, you have to kind of keep him in this position to hold him up, because if you move his hand down, he's going to fall forward. That's irritating. So there's not much posing you can do with Electro because of this. To make this fire, you just the plastic will come out at the end of the elbow, push it down and it fires. Not much power in that, is there? So as for articulation, the head moves 360 degrees. It's a pretty flexible head. You could do a lot of posing with this because of the ball joint. The arms, this one can't move 360 degrees because it's blocked by the craziness of the electricity and the stupid mold of the hand. So we'll talk about this. We'll go with this arm. This arm can do 360 degrees. There's no articulation at the elbow or at the wrist. There's no articulation at the waist. At the knees they bend, and the leg can move around 360 degrees. So there's enough articulation to play around with. It's just because this is so heavy, you're going to find this will weigh the figure down, and whatever cool pose you try to put this in, this will just ruin it. I mean, I do love the paint scheme, the simplistic look of the figure, but also the nice little details in the face that just kind of says what this character is thinking. I do love the mold, the cutters. Like I said, the cutter, everything's great except for this hand. Because this hand, I'm going to knock off two fingers. So I'm going to give this figure 8 fingers out of 10. I do like the interchangeable head. This thing's a waste of time, but if you see him, pick him up like on eBay or whatever. He is worth money to invest in. So thank you all for watching, and leave a comment below on what you think of this setup versus my old setup, and I will talk to you all soon.